As promised, here is my full Warzone settings guide. So starting off with controller, I play on stick and move, but this is personal preference. You can play on standard, default, stick and move, bumper jumper tactical, whatever you like. I've been playing on 1.4 in this game, but you can obviously set this to whatever sensitivity you play on. If you want to play flipped, you just want to swap L1, R1 with L2, R2. I don't do that personally, but I know a lot of people that play claw like to do this. Controller vibration and trigger effects off. And then here are my dead zone settings. If you want a full guide on how to set up your dead zone settings, watch my last video. I'll leave it linked in the description below. Aiming. The only one that matters here is your sensitivity multiplier when you're aiming down sights. Mine is on the 0.6. If you want to copy that, go for it. If you want to learn how to set this up for yourself, I went into full depth on this in the last video. Aiming advanced settings, you want to play on instant, and went into quite a lot of depth on aim response curves in the last video. So again, I would suggest going and checking that video out if you want to learn which curve is right for you. I personally have been playing on dynamic in this game and my aim feels really good right now. Target aim assist on. Your ADS aim assist only affects campaign and zombies, so this can be on or off. I just like to aim train in campaign and zombies sometimes, so I've just got it off. Movement, everyone's running sprinter at the moment, so make sure you do turn on tac sprint assist. Also, don't forget to turn your sprint assist delay to 0 and turn on the sprint assist for sideways and backwards as well. Mantle assist and crouch assist, I like to have full control over these settings, so I've got these off. Corner slicing does not change the way you look to an enemy, so it's just a personal preference. Do you like when you lean around a corner or do you not? Wall jump assist, you want off, same reason as these two. Slide dive behavior is really important. You really want to be playing on hybrid or slide only. There is a lot of people that play tap to slide and you're selling if you do. The most broken movement tech in this game is the long slide into a prone. And if you play on tap to slide, you cannot do this movement tech because when you hold your slide button, it will then dive for you. So you can't do that movement tech. So if you're playing on tap to slide, you are literally playing at a handicap. Diving isn't the most broken movement mechanic in this game, so slide only is okay, but I would strongly recommend learning to play on hybrid if you haven't already, as this will allow you to slide, dive, and long slide. I hate not being able to jump through windows, so I've got automatic airborne mantle on. Make sure to turn on sprint restore and slide maintain sprint. These settings will help reduce dead slides. Parachute automatic behavior off. I want to be able to get as close to the ground as I can before opening my parachute. Wall jump activation, I've just got on press. Doesn't really matter at the moment for Warzone, but hopefully they'll add wall jumping in at some point. Combat roll assist, switch this to partial. Initially I had this on off, but there's no reason to not have it on partial because it's just going to prevent you from dying. Movement advanced settings, I play with single tap sprint. And then plunging underwater. In Modern Warfare 2, there was another movement tech that was discovered by Shotzi that allowed you to jump out of the water, kind of like a frog. In order to do that movement tech, you had to play on free, so I've just left it on that ever since. Other than that, make sure you've got your sprinting door bash on. Vehicle settings are just on default. Then for combat, most of these are going to be on default again. The one that I have changed is the prioritized body shield. The body shield is infinitely more competitive. Armor plate behavior, apply all, otherwise you'll have to keep doing them manually one by one. C4 detonation, you want on one by one. You want to be able to throw a C4 and immediately detonate it. Otherwise you'll have to throw all of your C4 and then detonate them all. Manual fire behavior on press. Combat advanced settings. The only one in here that I'd say is really important is interact through reload behavior. And this is a preference. You either want to play on tap to interact or prioritize interact if you're playing Warzone, because you're going to want to be able to tap to loot quickly. For me, I find there's sometimes I want to reload my weapon, but there's an interaction available, and then I can't reload my gun, and that gets me caught out. So I've learned to play on tap to interact, but prioritize interact is just as good. Other than that, I've got my depleted ammo weapon switch off. That's just a preference. I like to switch manually. Graphics, I'm on PS5, so I can only go over the ones that I've got, unfortunately. For gamma, just follow the guide on screen and that will work for you. I set my eco mode to low consumption. There's no reason to wear my console more when I'm just in the settings menus. For quality, world motion blur off, weapon motion blur off, depth of field off. Fidelity FX CAS on, and I found that strength of 91 feels nice. A really important setting if you're on console that will just make your game look a bit sharper is your on-demand texture streaming. You want to set this to optimized, then change your allocated texture cache size to large and turn off the download limits. This will make your game look a little bit crisper. For field of view, the wider you go, the smaller your aim assist bubbles will be on your screen. So it will make tracking that a little bit more difficult, and it will make aim assist feel a little bit weaker relative to a lower field of view. Obviously, if you play on a lower field of view, you can't see as much. So it's finding the right middle ground. If you're a really good player, I would go between 110 and 115. If you're an average player, go between 105 and 110. And if you're a below average player, I think you'll really benefit from going between 100 and 105. A lot of Warzone pros are currently playing on 115. I find 111 just works for me. ADS field of view on affected, weapon field of view on wide. Turn your camera movements down to the least. And inverted flashbang setting is here if you want it. For audio, you're going to want to turn your music volume down to 0. Leave your effects volume on 100 because this is the setting that has the footstep volume in. And then find a comfortable range for your dialogue. You still want to be able to hear important announcements, but you don't want it to be too loud. And then once you've got these balanced correctly, then set your master gain volume to what sounds right for you. I don't play with enhanced headphone mode. I don't think it's very good. I haven't really played around with audio mixes too much yet. I've just left it with Treyarch Mix. I might play around and test these at some point. Let me know down below in the comment section if this is something you'd be interested in me testing. Make sure you've got mono audio off. And if you want to mute licensed music, you can do that here as well. I would suggest keeping your voice chat settings on. It's just going to give you extra audio. Under the voice chat settings, this is where you'll find your microphone level and threshold settings. And then finally, if we go into interface, I've turned off all of my tooltips. For telemetry, I have server latency, packet loss, and the in-game alert icons. I just like to know which server I'm pinging, so having server latency on gives me a good indication of where I'm pinging to. The only thing you want to change in the readability is if you come to color customization and then come down to the filter settings, if you set filter to, the filter target to both, and then just lower the world color intensity down a little bit to 91 so it's not quite as intense, this will help make your game look a lot more colorful. I do also normally change my squad member colors to match the Warzone 1 color palette, but I haven't got around to doing that yet. Then for gameplay HUD, the main one in here is safe area. You're going to want to decrease the height and width as much as you physically can. This will bring your HUD elements closer to the center of your screen, so you don't have to move your eyes as far to see your minimap. I've got my tac sprint stamina bar on and display near my health bar. Just because I'm running sprinter at the moment, it's worth being able to see this. Then they added this new setting this year where the buy station closes if you're taking damage. This is the stupidest setting they've ever added. If I'm running to a buy station to buy someone back and know full well I might die doing it, as soon as I start taking shots, it's going to automatically close the buy station and then I'm not going to be able to buy back my teammate. So this setting is really stupid, but make sure you've got this off. If you want to be able to see your attachment information when you inspect your weapon, make sure you've not got this setting turned off. Make sure you've got radar off, otherwise you won't be able to see the outline of the map, you'll just see dots. Minimap rotation on. Make sure you've got your compass on. Crosshair lines, static, and the line spread on. Crosshair dot on static, I play on larger, but default or largest is fine, whatever you prefer. It just helps with centering because then you know where the middle of your screen is at all times. And then if you want to change the color of your crosshair, this is where you do it. I know a lot of people like playing with like a cyan colored crosshair. I just leave mine on white. I prefer white. Make sure you turn on your hit marker visuals and damage-based hit marker values, as this is going to give you additional information when you're in a gunfight. All of my motion settings are on standard. For the splash notifications, I am considering switching the updates and alert one to being on the right as well. I've got them on default at the moment though. And that's everything. So I hope you like this approach to a settings guide. If you do, please make sure to leave a like on the video and hit the subscribe button. It means a lot and it just lets me know that you like these videos. If there's any other videos you'd like to see now that Warzone is integrated, please do leave a comment down below. I will try and get around to making as many of them as I can.